Did you know that Colgate Palmolive products are used by billions of people around the world every single day? Yes, you heard that right, over 200 countries rely on Colgate's toothpaste, soaps, and cleaning products. And if that wasn't impressive enough, here's a fun fact. Colgate has been named the world's #1 toothpaste brand for over 20 years in a row. But behind the scenes of this global giant is a highly sophisticated and efficient supply chain that ensures millions of products reach customers without fail. So, what makes Colgate Palmolive's supply chain so remarkable? In today's video, we're diving deep into Colgate Palmolive's lean, resilient, and sustainable supply chain. We'll explore how the company's ability to innovate, manage risks, and build sustainability into every step has made them a global leader in supply chain excellence. Whether you're an MBA student or a supply chain enthusiast, this case study will give you actionable insights into how Colgate manages its vast network efficiently, helping you understand concepts like lean manufacturing, risk management, and sustainability in a real-world context. So, grab your notepad, and let's dive right into Colgate Palmolive's lean and resilient supply chain journey. Trust me, you don't want to miss the lessons from this case study. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more case studies and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on important business insights. Alright, let's get into it. The concept of a lean supply chain. Let's start by diving into the heart of Colgate Palmolive's supply chain success, the concept of a lean supply chain. Now, for those of you in MBA programs or the business world, you're probably familiar with lean principles. But if you're not, lean supply chain management is all about eliminating waste and ensuring that every step of the production process adds value for the customer. Colgate Palmolive has mastered the lean philosophy. They've built their supply chain around key practices that help reduce waste, minimize costs, and improve efficiency. But what does this actually mean in practice? For example, Colgate uses just-in-time inventory management, which means that materials and products are only produced when needed. This minimizes excess inventory, reduces storage costs, and limits the risk of waste from overproduction. Imagine you're managing a production line for toothpaste. You don't want to hold more raw materials like fluoride or packaging than you need at any given moment. By having the right amount at the right time, Colgate ensures that resources aren't tied up in excess inventory or warehousing. This is classic lean manufacturing in action: waste reduction and efficiency. Another crucial aspect of Colgate's lean supply chain is continuous waste reduction. Lean principles encourage identifying and cutting out any process or activity that doesn't add value. For Colgate, this means improving efficiency across everything from raw material sourcing to distribution. For example, Colgate invested in automation on their production lines, reducing the time it takes to switch from producing one product to another. This allows them to be more agile and responsive to market demand while cutting down on production delays. Imagine the company sees an increase in demand for a specific flavor of toothpaste in one region. With a lean setup, Colgate can quickly shift production without wasting time and resources. This agility ensures they can meet customer demand without delays, keeping production efficient and streamlined. Lean across the supply chain, but lean principles at Colgate don't just apply to the factory floor. They extend across the entire supply chain, from procurement to distribution. Colgate closely monitors its supply chain to ensure suppliers are also operating efficiently, delivering materials without excess delays or waste. This end-to-end optimization helps Colgate maintain low costs, high-quality products, and quick delivery times, making their supply chain not only lean but also highly responsive. Real-world example: Colgate's toothpaste line. Let's look at a real-world example. Colgate's flagship product, toothpaste, is manufactured in multiple varieties, from whitening toothpaste to herbal and sensitive formulas. The company uses a lean approach by having highly flexible production lines that can adjust based on market needs. Whether it's a surge in demand for whitening toothpaste in the US or a preference for herbal toothpaste in Asia, Colgate's supply chain can adapt quickly, without wasted resources or overproduction. This responsiveness is what sets Colgate's supply chain apart. It's lean, it's agile, and most importantly, it ensures that customer needs are met efficiently, exactly what businesses today aim for in their supply chains. the benefits of lean for Colgate. So, what's the big takeaway here? By embracing lean principles, Colgate has been able to reduce production times, minimize costs, and stay flexible in the face of fluctuating demand. This lean strategy not only supports Colgate's profit margins, but also ensures they remain competitive in a global market. The lean supply chain helps Colgate maintain its market leader position, delivering high-quality products at lower costs and faster speeds than many competitors, building resilience in Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain. Now that we've discussed Colgate-Palmolive's lean supply chain strategy, it's time to explore the other half of their supply chain success, resilience. In today's ever-changing global market, companies need to be prepared for disruptions, and Colgate has built a supply chain that not only minimizes waste but also stands strong in the face of unexpected challenges. Why resilience is critical for Colgate-Palmolive. So, why is resilience so important for Colgate-Palmolive? Well, the company operates in over 200 countries, and their products, like toothpaste, soaps, and other hygiene essentials, are things people depend on daily. Any disruption in their supply chain could directly impact millions of consumers worldwide. Think about it. If a natural disaster hits a key manufacturing facility or shipping routes are delayed, Colgate needs to have contingency plans in place to maintain production and keep their products on shelves. This is where resilience comes into play. Building flexibility into the supply chain. One of the key strategies Colgate employs to build resilience is flexibility in their supply chain. They have multiple production facilities across different regions, which allows them to shift production in case one facility faces challenges. For example, if their main toothpaste plant in Mexico is down due to a local issue, they can quickly ramp up production in another region. This geographic diversification ensures that Colgate can balance risk and continue meeting demand, no matter where a disruption occurs. It's like having a backup plan on a global scale. Risk management in the supply chain. Another critical element of resilience at Colgate is risk management. They don't just react to supply chain issues, they anticipate them. Colgate uses advanced data analytics and predictive modeling to identify potential risks, from raw material shortages to geopolitical disruptions. For example, Colgate's supply chain team uses real-time data to track global trends like raw material price fluctuations or shipping delays. This gives them a heads-up on potential risks, allowing them to shift strategies before problems even arise. It's kind of like a game of chess. Colgate is always thinking 2 moves ahead, anticipating challenges so they can make adjustments quickly and stay ahead of the curve. Supplier diversification and strategic partnerships. Colgate also ensures resilience through supplier diversification. They don't rely too heavily on any single supplier for critical materials. Instead, they maintain relationships with multiple suppliers in different regions to avoid bottlenecks. For example, if a key ingredient like fluoride is in short supply in one region, Colgate has alternative suppliers lined up in other parts of the world. This multi-sourcing strategy allows them to keep production running smoothly, even in the face of supply chain disruptions. It's like having plan A, B, and C. Colgate is ready for anything. This strategy not only ensures the flow of materials but also strengthens their strategic partnerships with suppliers, making their supply chain more robust. Real-world example: COVID-19 pandemic response. A great example of Colgate's supply chain resilience in action is their response during the COVID-19 pandemic. When global supply chains were thrown into chaos, many companies struggled to keep their products on shelves. But Colgate's resilience strategies paid off. Colgate quickly adapted by shifting production to facilities that weren't affected by lockdowns and ensuring alternative suppliers were ready to fill any gaps. As a result, Colgate was able to meet the surge in demand for personal hygiene products when the world needed them most. Embracing technology to boost resilience. Another factor that enhances Colgate's supply chain resilience is their embrace of technology. They use automation, AI-driven forecasting, and supply chain visibility tools to monitor and manage their operations in real time. This allows them to make quick decisions, whether it's rerouting shipments, adjusting production schedules, or reallocating resources to meet demand spikes. By leveraging cutting-edge technology, Colgate ensures that their supply chain is proactive rather than reactive, Before we move on, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more insightful case studies like this one, and let me know in the comments how you think companies can build more resilient supply chains in today's fast-changing world. Sustainability initiatives in Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain. Now, let's talk about something that's become increasingly important in supply chain management: sustainability. For a company like Colgate-Palmolive, which produces essential consumer goods across the globe, integrating sustainability into its supply chain isn't just a corporate responsibility, it's a necessity. Colgate has made some big strides in ensuring that their supply chain is not only efficient and resilient but also eco-friendly. Colgate-Palmolive is fully committed to reducing its environmental footprint. One of their core goals is to achieve 100% recyclable, reusable, or compostable packaging for all their products by 2025. This is a huge shift, especially for a company that distributes millions of products globally. Imagine that every toothpaste tube or soap bottle you use can either be recycled or repurposed instead of ending up in a landfill. That's the future Colgate is aiming for. And it's not just about packaging. Their sustainability initiatives extend throughout their entire supply chain, from sourcing raw materials to manufacturing and distribution. Sustainable sourcing of raw materials. One of the key areas Colgate is focusing on is the sustainable sourcing of raw materials. For example, they're committed to sourcing sustainable palm oil, which is a key ingredient in many of their products. Palm oil production has been a major environmental issue, as unsustainable practices can lead to deforestation and habitat destruction. But Colgate ensures that the palm oil they use is certified by the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, RSPO. This means that Colgate is working with suppliers who follow strict environmental and social standards, protecting rainforests and supporting local communities. They're also looking at alternatives to virgin materials, like using recycled plastics in their packaging. Carbon reduction in manufacturing and transportation. Colgate-Palmolive has also set ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions across their supply chain. They've committed to cutting their absolute carbon emissions by 50% by 2030 and are making big changes in their manufacturing processes to meet this goal. For example, Colgate is switching to renewable energy sources like solar and wind power to run their factories. In some facilities, they've managed to become carbon neutral, meaning they're balancing the carbon they emit with efforts to offset those emissions, like reforestation or investing in clean energy. Waste reduction initiatives. Another big sustainability focus for Colgate is waste reduction. They've adopted a zero waste to landfill initiative in many of their factories, meaning that any waste generated during production is either recycled, reused, or converted into energy. This is a game changer in terms of reducing the environmental impact of their operations. For instance, in their toothpaste manufacturing facility in India, Colgate has been able to divert 99% of waste from landfills by repurposing materials like scrap metals and excess plastics. Think about how much waste large manufacturing plants typically generate. By eliminating landfill waste, Colgate not only reduces costs associated with waste disposal but also contributes to a more circular economy where resources are reused and repurposed. Sustainable logistics and transportation. Colgate is also focusing on making its logistics and distribution processes more sustainable. They've begun using electric vehicles for transporting goods and are optimizing shipping routes to reduce fuel consumption. This effort helps cut down on the carbon footprint of their supply chain. For example, by adopting smart route optimization tools, Colgate has managed to reduce both transportation costs and emissions by minimizing the distance traveled and maximizing the load efficiency of each trip. It's a win-win for both the environment and their bottom line. Colgate's water conservation efforts. Another area where Colgate is making waves is in water conservation. As a company that uses water in the production of many of its products, Colgate recognizes the importance of responsible water management. In many of their factories, they've implemented water recycling and rainwater harvesting systems to ensure they're reducing their water consumption. One example is their manufacturing plant in Mexico, where they've managed to reduce water usage by 40% through improved water management systems. Key supply chain innovations at Colgate-Palmolive. One of the main reasons Colgate-Palmolive has been able to maintain a lean, resilient, and sustainable supply chain is through their commitment to innovation. From leveraging digital tools to automating processes, Colgate is always at the forefront of adopting new technologies to stay ahead in the competitive FMCG market. Today, let's take a closer look at the key supply chain innovations that have helped them achieve this. Digital transformation in supply chain. Let's start with digital transformation. Colgate-Palmolive has embraced the digital age by implementing advanced data analytics and real-time monitoring tools throughout their supply chain. This allows them to track production, monitor demand, and manage inventory more efficiently than ever before. Think about how complex it is to manufacture and distribute millions of units of products like toothpaste, soap, and cleaning agents worldwide. Without real-time data and digital visibility, it's almost impossible to optimize these processes. Colgate's digital tools help them analyze trends, predict demand, and respond quickly to changes in consumer behavior. AI and machine learning for demand forecasting. One of the most significant innovations Colgate has employed is the use of AI and machine learning for demand forecasting. Predicting demand accurately is critical in a lean supply chain, and Colgate's AI models are capable of analyzing historical data and real-time market trends to forecast future demand more precisely. For example, during a surge in demand for hygiene products, Colgate's AI systems can predict this spike ahead of time and trigger automatic adjustments in production and distribution. This minimizes stockouts and avoids overproduction, keeping their supply chain lean and agile. End-to-end supply chain visibility. Another game-changing innovation at Colgate is their focus on end-to-end supply chain visibility. Using cloud-based platforms, Colgate can monitor and manage every step of the supply chain, from raw materials to finished products on retail shelves. This means they can track materials and products in real time, helping them quickly identify bottlenecks, delays, or potential disruptions. This visibility gives them the flexibility to respond proactively rather than reactively when issues arise. Supply chain automation and robotics. To streamline operations further, Colgate-Palmolive has introduced automation and robotics into their supply chain. In their manufacturing plants, robotic systems are now being used to handle repetitive tasks such as packaging and sorting, which significantly reduces human error and increases efficiency. For example, Colgate's automated sorting systems are capable of handling a large number of products quickly and accurately. This innovation not only speeds up production but also ensures consistent product quality by reducing manual intervention, smart logistics and transportation. Colgate is also investing in smart logistics and sustainable transportation solutions. They're using AI to optimize delivery routes, ensuring products reach stores quickly while minimizing fuel usage and transportation costs. Colgate has even explored the use of electric vehicles and drones for last-mile delivery. For example, by adopting AI-driven route optimization, Colgate can reduce the distance traveled by their delivery vehicles, cutting down on fuel consumption and emissions. This innovation not only makes the supply chain more sustainable but also reduces operational costs, sustainable packaging and materials. Finally, Colgate-Palmolive has pioneered innovations in sustainable packaging. They've rolled out 100% recyclable toothpaste tubes and have committed to making all their packaging recyclable, reusable, or compostable by 2025. This is part of their broader sustainability strategy, which aligns perfectly with their lean supply chain objectives. Colgate's innovative use of sustainable materials extends to their entire supply chain. From raw material sourcing to product packaging, they're making sure every aspect of their supply chain has a minimal environmental impact while still being highly efficient. Challenges faced by Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain. When we think about Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain, it's easy to focus on its successes, lean principles, resilience, and sustainability initiatives. But like any large organization, Colgate has also faced significant challenges along the way. In this section, we'll explore some of the key supply chain challenges that Colgate-Palmolive has had to navigate and how they've worked to overcome them. Global supply chain disruptions. One of the biggest challenges for Colgate-Palmolive, especially in recent years, has been the issue of global supply chain disruptions. Whether it's due to geopolitical tensions, natural disasters, or more recently, the COVID-19 pandemic, disruptions can cause severe delays in sourcing raw materials, production schedules, and product delivery. Take the example of the pandemic. At the height of the COVID-19 crisis, global supply chains were heavily disrupted. Colgate had to deal with material shortages, logistics delays, and a sudden spike in demand for hygiene products like toothpaste and soap. Managing this while maintaining a lean and resilient supply chain was a significant challenge. Rising costs and inflation. Another challenge Colgate has faced is the impact of rising costs and inflation. With the increasing costs of raw materials, transportation, and labor, keeping a supply chain lean becomes a more difficult task. For a company like Colgate, which produces consumer goods at scale, even small increases in cost can significantly affect profitability. This focus on cost efficiency while maintaining product quality and sustainability is a balancing act that requires constant innovation and adaptation. Managing sustainability goals versus operational efficiency. Colgate-Palmolive has made ambitious commitments toward sustainability, but achieving these goals while maintaining operational efficiency is another major challenge. On one hand, Colgate is focused on minimizing its carbon footprint, reducing water usage, and transitioning to 100% recyclable packaging. On the other hand, these sustainability measures can sometimes conflict with the company's goal of running a lean and cost-effective supply chain. For example, switching to recyclable materials might increase the cost of packaging or slow down production lines that are not yet optimized for new materials. While these sustainability goals are essential for long-term success and consumer trust, they can pose short-term challenges in terms of cost and efficiency. Consumer demand fluctuations. Another key challenge for Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain has been the fluctuations in consumer demand. With more consumers becoming health-conscious and environmentally aware, Colgate has had to adapt quickly to shifts in product preferences. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, demand for personal hygiene products surged, while other product lines saw slower movement. Colgate has responded to these fluctuations by improving its demand forecasting systems, using AI and data analytics to predict shifts in consumer behavior more accurately. This has helped them avoid overproduction and stockouts, which can lead to both waste and lost sales, supplier dependency and risk management. Like many global companies, Colgate-Palmolive is highly dependent on a complex network of suppliers. While this allows them to source materials from the most cost-effective locations, it also introduces risks. If a supplier experiences delays, quality issues, or other disruptions, it can have a significant impact on Colgate's ability to manufacture and deliver products on time. To manage this risk, Colgate has implemented supplier diversification and robust risk management strategies. They've built a network of backup suppliers and conduct regular risk assessments to ensure they can respond quickly if a primary supplier faces an issue. Importance of lean practices for efficiency. One of the first major lessons is the importance of lean practices. Colgate-Palmolive has embraced the principles of lean supply chain management, which focuses on reducing waste and increasing efficiency. By carefully streamlining their production processes and optimizing inventory management, they have managed to cut unnecessary costs while maintaining high product quality. An example of lean practice at Colgate would be their focus on demand-driven production, meaning they only produce what is needed based on real-time consumer demand. This reduces overproduction, helps lower costs, and ensures that products don't sit idle in warehouses. Innovation as a competitive advantage. A key lesson from Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain strategy is the role of innovation as a competitive advantage. Colgate has invested heavily in new technologies like AI-driven demand forecasting, automation in warehouses, and real-time inventory management systems. These innovations allow them to stay ahead of the competition by responding quickly to market demands and minimizing supply chain inefficiencies. Sustainability as a core supply chain strategy. Another powerful lesson from Colgate-Palmolive's supply chain is the importance of integrating sustainability into every part of the supply chain. With increasing consumer demand for environmentally responsible products, Colgate has made significant investments in sustainability, from sourcing materials responsibly to reducing their carbon footprint and creating recyclable packaging. Collaboration and communication across the supply chain. Another valuable lesson is the importance of collaboration and communication across the supply chain. Colgate-Palmolive understands that supply chain success is not just about technology or processes. It's also about building strong relationships with suppliers, distributors, and other partners. As we come to the conclusion of Colgate-Palmolive's lean and resilient supply chain case study, we've explored a comprehensive view of how this global company has optimized its operations. From adopting lean practices to building resilience, driving sustainability, and innovating within the supply chain, Colgate-Palmolive sets a high standard for supply chain management. For MBA students and business leaders, the lessons from Colgate's supply chain can provide invaluable insights. Whether it's about reducing waste through lean practices, ensuring that supply chains can withstand global disruptions, or focusing on sustainable development, Colgate demonstrates how a well-orchestrated supply chain can fuel business success. Additionally, if you're preparing for business case discussions or exams, check out my other videos that break down more case studies in simple, actionable terms. Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video where we break down more business case studies in just 5 minutes. Take care.